If we was ready for the green agenda, I'll raise my hand right now, but we're not ready right now. So don't let them fool you like this is a new agenda. This is not the new agenda. We're not prepared. We're not ready right now. What we need to do is keep having those gas guzzling cars because we got the good emission under those cars. We're doing the best thing that we can, but we need help. We need help, and those other people not helping us. China not helping us.
That was Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker going on to a runoff election against incumbent Raphael Warnock, talking about emissions or something. Not the kind of emissions that, by the way, made him a father multiple times. So look, he was basically in the middle of telling a crowd of supporters that, we don't need the green energy. We can't go to the green energy. You know why? Because we got the emissions. We got the good emissions. We're not ready for that green agenda. Well, look, I got news for you, dude. Climate change is coming, whether you are ready for it or not. And we're not ready. And it's not because we don't have the technology. It's because we don't have the political will. But here's the thing. This climate change thing is essentially like ordering everything off the menu and then getting pissed off when the bill comes. Yeah, we put all that carbon into the atmosphere. And of course we did so by building a pretty amazing technological civilization. Great. But now the bill's coming due. Doing what we did, building these, civilizations, all these products and the, society the way that it is, it's not without cost. And all the effects of that growth have elevated carbon emissions far beyond what the world is able to deal with. That's upsetting the climate balance, which is, again, not only having an effect on the environment, obviously, but also every living thing on the planet, which is going to struggle to adapt. That's us, by the way. We're having issues. But getting back to Walker. So, look, Herschel Walker, dumbass. Just not a very smart guy. I mean, you heard him. He has literal brain damage. All right. And so gas guzzlers, when he says, gas guzzlers, we got the good emissions with the gas guzzlers. Well, by the very definition, gas guzzlers do not have good emissions. See, the more gas, the more fuel you use, again, the more money you actually have to put in. So that's not a good thing. That's dumb. But also, the more pollution it's going to create. He's so dumb, he cannot see that contradiction. He just can't see it. Look, there are fuel-efficient cars, by the way, and still, those fuel-efficient cars still put out carbon pollution. Would help taking them off the road. And when I say take them off the road, I don't mean take, every vehicle off the road, period. Nobody can have a car. No, that's Republican fear-mongering propaganda. But I do mean you can take a significant amount of these cars off the road by incentivizing public transportation. I don't mean replacing every single car with an electric car, because there are some big issues here with electric cars, including, for example, the lithium in the batteries, which is a rare earth mineral and is destructive to mine out. So there are issues with those. Yes, overall, when it comes to carbon emissions, those electric cars are technically better, but at the same time, I think it would be better to actually have more public transportation. And so, and look, by the way, in America, and I know some of you are foreign viewers, and you're like, oh, we have a very robust public transportation. That's fine. Well, in America, generally, what we know as public transportation is terrible. And the reason is, when you think about it, well, there's no investment in it. That's why a lot of people think of buses as, first of all, they're kind of sparse. There's not a ton of them. They're often dirty or safe, but they don't have to be. You can, and cities have done so, invest in safe, clean public transportation, which again, both reduces traffic congestion, it reduces pollution, it's better. But the fact is that we do not have that available. for so many places across the country because there's no investment in it. You can actually invest in that. And by the way, going back to Herschel Walker's talk, we are ready for that. We do have the technology for that. And some of our public transportation also is already green. But as usual, Herschel Walker has no idea what he's talking about. Oh, well, we got to get the good emissions. We got to get the gas guzzlers with the good emissions. Then again, look, Herschel Walker is the same guy who said stuff like this.
In America, have some of the cleanest air and cleanest water of anybody in the world. So what we do is we're going to put from the Green New Deal millions or billions of dollars cleaning our good air up. So all of a sudden China and India ain't putting nothing in there cleaning that situation up. So all that bad air is still there. But since we don't control the air, our good air decided to float over to China, bad air. So when China gets our good air, their bad air gotta move. So it moves over to our good air space. And now we gotta clean that back up.
The good air. Floating over to China. God damn that good air deciding to go over to China. How about we not take science and technology advice from a moron?